I am Dr. Jesse John, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women University, Jaipur. And today we will discuss anatomy of the posterior compartment of the thigh. Namaste, हमेशा खुश रहो बेटियां. And now we will see the posterior compartment that is situated in the thigh. And first we will see the cutaneous innervations. The medial cutaneous nerve of the thigh on the medial side and the posterior cutaneous nerve of the thigh on the middle and lateral cutaneous nerve of the thigh on the lateral side. So these are the contents that will present in the posterior compartment. And first we will see the nerves that present in the posterior compartment. These are the medial cutaneous nerve, posterior cutaneous nerve, and lateral cutaneous nerve that present in the medial, middle, and the lateral side of the thigh. Now we'll see the superficial veins. Many small veins curve around the medial and lateral aspect of the thigh that drain into the great saphenous vein, and the superficial veins from the lower part of the back of the thigh join the small saphenous vein in the popliteal fossa. Now we will see the lymph vessels. Lymph from the skin and the superficial fascia on the back of the thigh drains upward and forward into the vertical group of the superficial inguinal lymph nodes. Now we'll see the contents that present in the posterior compartment of the thigh. First we will see the muscles and these called the hamstring muscles, biceps femoris and semitendinous muscle, semimembranous muscle and the ischial part of the rector magnus. And the blood supply, the branches of the profunda femoris artery that will supply the posterior compartment of the thigh. The main nerve that is situated in the posterior compartment and innervate all the structures that present in the thigh in the posterior compartment, that is the sciatic nerve. Now we will see the hamstring muscles, that is the biceps femoris muscle and semitendinous muscle, semimembranous muscle, ischial part of the erector muscle, and you can see all the muscle in this picture and you can see and understand the position and the shape of the muscles very easily. Now first we will discuss biceps femoris, and every muscles have a origin and insertion, and like that biceps also have a origin, and it will take the origin from the two head. One is the long and other is the short head. Long head, it will take the origin from the lower medial part of the upper area of the ischial tuberosity, and short head will take the origin from the lower part of the linea aspera and the lateral supracondylar ridge of the femur. Now, insertion, it will take the insertion into the head of the fibula, that is the styloid process of the fibula where it will insert into it, and nerve supply of the biceps femoris will taken by the sciatic nerve, and it has a action of the flexion and lateral rotation of the leg, and long hand extend the thigh also. So this is the biceps femoris. You can see here that is the long hand and short hand, and it will take the insertion in a one tendinous structure into the head of the fibula. Now we will see the now we will see the semitendinous muscle, and the origin is the lower medial part of the upper area of the ischial tuberosity with long head of the biceps, and it will insert into the upper part of the middle surface of the shaft of the tibia behind the sartorius and gracilis muscle, and it will innervated by the sciatic nerve, and it has the action of the flexion and medial rotation of the leg, and it will extend the thigh also. Semimembranous muscle, and it will take the origin from the upper lateral part of the upper area of the ischial tuberosity, and it will insert into the posterior medial surface of the medial condyle of the tibia, and the innervation nerve is the sciatic nerve, and it has also the action of the flexion and medial rotation of the leg, and it will extend the thigh also. You can see for semi-membranous and semi-tendinous muscle here in separately, and next picture you can see the location of the semi-tendinous muscle and semi-membranous muscle. Semi-tendinous muscle will situated above the semi-membranous muscle. Now we will see the ischial part of the adductor magnus, and it will take the origin from the lateral part of the lower area of the ischial tuberosity and insert into the adductor tubercle of the femur, and it will be innervated by the sciatic nerve, and it has the action of the extension of the thigh. Now we'll see the blood supply. Four perforating branch of the profunda femoris artery provide a rich blood supply to the posterior compartment of the thigh, and profunda femoris vein that will drain into the greater part of the blood from the compartment. Now we will see the most important structure, that is the sciatic nerve, and it is a branch of sacral plexus, and that is formed by the L4, L5 and S1, S2, S3 spinal nerves, and it leaves the gluteal region as it descends in the midline of the thigh. In the lower third of the thigh, it ends by dividing into two nerves, that is the tibial nerve and common peroneal nerve, and it gives the muscular branches also to the long head of the biceps femoris, semi-tendinous, semi-membranous, and hamstring part of the adductor magnus. These branches arise from the tibial component of the sciatic nerve and run medially to supply the muscle. Now we'll see the short of the biceps femoris, that is the supplied by the branches that arise from the common peroneal nerve. So you can see all the nerves and the situation and the places of the nerves here. And these are the assessment questions, and these are the first is explain the sorry. So, sorry, this is all about the now. I will give the assessment in. I will try to give the assessment question later. Thank you.